I'm State Representative Justin Simmons, and welcome to my legislative report. Today we are at the fish hatchery in Allentown, and joining us with the fish hatchery is Reggie Ricker. Reggie, how are you?
Very good. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you for being with us today.
You're welcome.
First of all, Reggie, what exactly goes on here from start to finish?
Well, in July of every year we receive fingerling fish from the Fish Commission. They're about this big, and we raise them and we stock for the public. We keep the fish for 2 years and then we stock for the public.
What kind of fish do you raise here?
All trout, rainbows, brooks, browns, and a few goldens.
And where do they end up?
In the streams. All of them, all these fish get stocked in the park system of Allentown. Little Lehigh, Jordan, Cedar. And the spring of the year we stock Union Terrace Pond that's for kids and handicap.
This is an impressive operation you have here. How did it get started?
Well, originally Trexler owned this here, and it was a private fish hatchery. He sold fish for the market and for stocking, and he donated it. And where we're standing now used to be ponds. It ran all the way out to the road, and there was ponds on the other side, but they were filled in. The city couldn't handle a big feat like that, taking care of all that, so they filled them in, and this is what remains of it.
With regard to state regulations, what do you have to deal with here with regard to regulations?
Well, right now we're having a lot of problems with DEP because of the fish waste going into the Little Lehigh. So we're limited to what we can raise here anymore. When I first started here, we used to get 40,000 fish a year to raise. Now, this year we're only going to get 16,000. So that's a big decrease.
Sure, sure. Are there any other state organizations that you have to deal with?
Well, just the Fish Commission.
How exactly is this program funded?
It's funded by the people coming here, the visitors, and buying fish food to feed the fish. That's our total funding. Well, I shouldn't say total funding. The city too. The city's involved. They maintain the grounds and help with a lot of the stuff, like the new signs that we have up, the new signage. And when we had the frames built, and they were built because the herons were eating too many fish.
How many fish do you raise a year, and when do you release them?
Well, we start releasing in the beginning of fishing season, usually the end of March, beginning of April. And right now we have approximately 30,000 fish here, but a lot of them are yearlings. We keep our fish for 2 years, and when we stock them, they're usually 13, 15, 16 inches. We're unlike the state who stocks yearlings, and they're like 9 inches, 10 inches.
Are the fish raised for consumption or just for stocking our streams and rivers and lakes?
Just for stocking the streams, yes.
Within the city of Allentown,
yeah,
right?
That's part of the agreement. It's a co-op arrangement between the Fish Commission, the city of Allentown, and the 3 local gun clubs, which are Trout Creek Fish and Game, Lehigh County Fish and Game, and Pioneer Fish and Game.
Reggie, can you go into the process of raising a fish? How does that work?
Yes. Well, every July we receive fingerlings from the Fish Commission. They're about this big, and we have ponds. Our ponds up here on the top there is where we put the smaller fish, and as they get bigger, we move them from pond to pond, so they have more room. These fish here get stocked the beginning of the year, like usually the end of March, beginning of April, and then continue to. We have to maintain a certain amount of fish in these ponds because our only funding is through the people coming here to visit and buying fish food. And that's what supports the whole operation.
on top of that, I noticed there's people walking around here, the public. What all can the public do when they come here?
Well, we get a lot of field trips from schools.
Okay.
And that helps us tremendously. And when people come here, the hatchery itself is open dawn till dusk. And it's all run by volunteers, and we have a hatch house down here where we sell the fish food. Mm-hmm. And if there's nobody there, if there's nobody at the hatch house, because it's run by volunteers, we have a food machine then that accepts dollar bills and quarters. And that, like I said, that's our total funding.
And so
besides what the city maintains the grounds and helps out a little.
So when visitors come here, they could feed the fish?
Absolutely. That's what it's all about. It's mostly kids. People bringing their kids here. That's what it's for.
How could someone get involved with the fish hatchery?
Very easy. Just come here and ask.
Okay.
We always use volunteers. The problem is you get a lot of people that just want to know when we're stocking the fish.
Yeah. And what's your address here for someone to come?
2901 Fish Hatchery Road.
You said the fish are just in Allentown, right? They're not transported anywhere else in Pennsylvania?
No, just within the city limits.
When are people, or how are people able to come here and learn more?
They can come here anytime. The hatchery itself is open dawn till dusk.
Anything else you'd like to add, Reggie?
Just that we have a serious problem with DEP that I don't understand. Our fish waste goes into the Little Lehigh. We have a raw sewage problem in the whole Little Lehigh, but they don't care about that. Mm-hmm. I don't understand it.
And how long has this problem been going on?
It's been going on with the hatchery itself within the last couple of years. We're limited to 20,000 pounds of fish. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, we like to keep our fish till they're decent size, like 12, 15, 16 inches to put them in instead of putting little ones in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, Reggie, I thank you for being with us today.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And that's all the time we have today for my legislative report. I'm State Representative Justin Simmons, and please join us again next time. Thank you.